Powerlifting at this point in my life means so much and so much more than I ever thought that it could.
It's really cool. We interact really well, and there's a lot of love.
Especially as a woman, you feel very capable and strong.
Powerlifting has started in 1972. When I became involved in powerlifting, we had man and woman competition separately, and we brought then man and woman together.
The years before this was, a male-dominant sport. Females have come into the sport, and we're showing that we can be really strong and capable too. So that's a really good feeling.
In IPF, in our sport, every time somebody is there to help out. And I think this is a very good values, to be honest, to be fair play, to respect each other. I'm motivated by all the friendship we have over the world, that it's for me a much bigger value than having a lot of money.
It's not only something that I love to do as a sport, but it's so many friends, I've seen so many things, and I've had so many opportunities that I never ever dreamed I could have.
It's really cool to come to people from France or Italy or Germany or Japan, and we all have this commonality of wanting to be strong and better powerlifters, and it kind of brings us together.
Everything has to match, especially we, as physios or as coaches, we try to maximize what the athletes can perform in this time frame, and we try to give our best.
So they can do their best.
It's really cool that now I have friends in a community across the world, opposed to just like within my city, and like we get along great. I message them all the time on like Instagram or whatever the case may be, just like check in. The silver lining to it all, it teaches you to continue to work. It teaches you that there's still stuff to be done. It pushes you to be better, to do more. Sometimes if you're at the top, you can get complacent.
My dream is that we should become IOC recognized sport. The athletes fighting for the medals, and I'm fighting for the IOC recognition, and I say every time to the athletes, never give up.
And that's a wrap. Let's go see the competition.
Hello and welcome to the final day of the 2023 IPF World Classic Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships here in Cluj-Napoca, Romania. Thank you for sticking around all week. We have had a fantastic week of lifting, and today will be no different. This morning for you, we have the 120 kilo juniors. It will consist of 2 flights, and you can see here the running order for the first flight. We have some big numbers coming up for you today. Just while I have the moment, the World Junior squat record is 365.5 kilos in the 120s, and in the open is 386. The current leader of the IPF GL points is Nathan Gavau of Great Britain with 106.177. So that would need to be beaten if somebody hopes to take away best lifter in the next couple of sessions. And it really is very close on the podium for the top 3 lifters here. So it'll be a big battle until the end. First up, we have Aaron Nordberg of Finland, 217.5 kilos. Nice and steady. 3 white lights, a good lift.
From Brazil, 235 on the bar, with a personal best of 250. 19 years young, 3 years competing for the Brazilian competitor. Bars loaded.
We have Gabriele Casaniga of Brazil, 235 kilos. A little bit of work, but stands it up. And 3 white lights, a good lift. Showing off the new SPD Brazil singlet, which is really nice. Ade Ventura Rosa of Spain, 265 kilos for his opening squats. Just 20 kilos below his squat PB. This is his last year as a junior. Looks nice and strong. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Three years young, 8 years competing for the British athlete with a personal best of
270 kilos for Lewis Kelly of Great Britain. This is his last year as a junior, and he's been competing for 8 years. Has a squat PB of 292.5 kilos. So hoping this is nice, easy work for him. And it looks like it. 3 white lights, a good lift.
That was a solid move with 3 whites here for Lewis Kelly. Now, again, 270. The bar is loaded for Christian Hagen, Norway. 22 years young, 4 years competing with a
270 kilos for Christian Haugen of Norway. Has been competing for 4 years, still has another year left in the juniors following this. Has a squat PB of 305 kilos. That looked really nice and easy for him. 3 white lights, a good lift. The World Junior Squat record is held by Matthew Soma of the United States and has been held since 2016. Daniel Melero Yomba of Spain, 275 kilos for his opening squat, just 15 kilos below his squat PB. And that looked nice and easy for him. 2 to 1, a good lift. There's a depth call from the left-hand side referee, so we'll just take a look at that in the replay. It does get harder to tell depth as the athletes' legs get bigger, and obviously in the 120s is the second highest weight class in the men's. Andrew Blackwood of Ireland, 280 kilos for his opener. Still has another year left in the juniors. He's competing for many years for Ireland. That was nice, easy work for Andrew. And 3 white lights, a good lift. You notice the bigger guys tend to hold the bar a lot wider than you're used to seeing the lifters hold it, which is often why they ask for the arms of the squat rack in. We have our final opener of this first flight of lifters. Davi Cardoso Gomez of Brazil, 310 kilos, just 6.5 kilos below his squat PB. 21 years old. And 3 white lights, that is a good lift. And that concludes our opening attempts. We move straight through now to our second, with all 8 lifters managing to get a squat on the board so they can build and grow from here. 232.5 kilos for Aaron Nordberg of Finland. Already flying past his squat PB of 225 on the second attempt. And it's a bit more work, but still manages to fight through it. 3 white lights, a good lift.
This was a big hit here for Aaron Norberg. Now, Gabriel Casariga from Brazil, 245 on the bar, 5 kilos less than his personal best. The bar is Lily. Then will be Ventura Rosa, followed by A. Cowan.
245 kilos for Gabriel Casaniga of Brazil, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. Oh, and it is work, but gets through it really nicely. And it is a good lift, just 5 kilos below his squat PB. A good question to ask yourself is, what is your new favorite SBD singlet from which country? There's a lot of nice new ones out there. 277.5 kilos for Ade Ventura Rosa of Spain, jumping 12.5 kilos from his opener. Nice steady looking second attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift. You will see the squat rankings jump around, but we won't know where they land until we've seen both flights of lifters compete. Christian Eekhaugen of Norway, 285 kilos, a 15 kilo jump from his opener. Lovely and deep, and still moving with ease. 3 white lights, a good lift, leaving him in a really nice place heading into third attempts. Lewis Kelly of Great Britain jumping 17.5 kilos to 287.5 for his second attempt. And it moved nicely. Let's see what the referees say. 2-1, a good lift. Gets called on depth from the left-hand side. Let's look at the replay. This is the side he gets the depth call from. But I think he'll be okay. The jury seem happy with that. We have Daniel Melero Yumba of Spain, 290 kilos, a 15 kilo jump from his opener. And this would be to match his squat PB. And still moving really well. 3 white lights, a good lift. Two second attempts remaining in this first flight of lifters before moving through to third and final attempts in squats. 295 kilos for Andrew Blackwood of Ireland. 15 kilo jump from his opener and just 5 kilos below his squat PB. So should this move well, I imagine he'll squat something even bigger on his third. And it's still moving really nicely for Andrew. 3 white lights, a good lift, and the speed barely changed. We now have Davi Cardoso Gomez of Brazil, 322.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump from his opener, and flying over his squat PB and Brazilian national record of 316.5. Ooh, and it just seemed a little bit too heavy for him there on his second. Seemed to lose a bit of tension in the hole. So let's watch that again on the replay. Squats it nice and deep, but the trade-off there sometimes is just getting out of that position. Gets so much harder as the weight goes up. Here's another attempt of that on his third, should he want to take it. And that concludes our second attempt. We move straight through to our third and final attempts. Aaron Nordberg of Finland, 237.5 kilos for his third and final attempt. It's a 5-kilo jump. And it still moved really nicely for him. Plenty left in the tank. 3 white lights, a good lift. And I think he's happy with that. We now have Gabriel Casiniga of Brazil, 252.5 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump from his second, 2.5 kilo squat PB should he get this. Only 19 years old. This is a huge squat. Oh, and he is fighting. What an incredible effort from Gabriel. Wow. 2 to 1, a good lift. Gets a depth call from the center referee, but does an incredible job. Oh, it's changed to a white, 3 white lights. And what a fantastic effort. We have Ade Ventura Rosa of Spain, 285 kilos. This would be a match squat PB, should he get this. And Spain's numbers have been really good so far this championships. And as suspected, it seems like the perfect call. 3 white lights, a good lift. A fantastic third attempt there. $292.5 kilos for Christian Eek Haugen of Norway. And with plenty left in the tank. 3 white lights, a good lift. Clearly conserving energy for some big pulls later in the day. $300 kilos for Lewis Kelly of Great Britain. A huge milestone should he get this. This is a big squat, be a 7.5 kilo comp PB. As I said, 300 kilos is a huge milestone. Wow, a fantastic fight from Lewis. Oh, unfortunately, 2-1, a no lift gets called on depth from the center and left-hand side referee. And unfortunately, that's not going to get overruled by the jury. It's a no lift for Lewis. But a great effort. Daniel Melero Yomba of Spain, 302.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump from his second attempt. And again, a big milestone. And a huge PB should he get. And it looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift, and as I said before, Team Spain nailing the attempts here. And some Spanish passion there. We now have Andrew Blackwood of Ireland, 305 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his second, which looked good for it. This will be a 5 kilo PB for Andrew should he get this. He says yes as he stands up because it looked that good. 3 white lights, a good lift. A great end to squats for Andrew there. We now have Davi Cardoso Gomez of Brazil retaking 322.5 kilos for his third attempt. Trying to find the energy and the passion to push through this. Has he found enough to squat 322.5? It looks like he might have. Wow! Absolutely insane. And it is a good lift. What an incredible final squat. Amazing effort there. And that concludes our first flight of lifters. Don't go anywhere as we head through to the second flight of 120s. And just like we have seen already, we will continue to see some huge squat attempts. And first off will be Michael Barsoum of Egypt, 270 kilos. This is his last year as a junior. He says he's been competing for 13 years. Wow. And that's an easy opener if I've ever seen one. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Now, Roma Ayala from United States, 295 here on the bar. 23 years young, 6 years competing for the U.S. athlete with the personal best of 330.
We now have 295 kilos for Roma Paul Harayo of the United States. Has a big squat PB of 330 kilos. This is his last year as a junior after 6 years of competing. And that was easy work. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Germany, 310 on the bar. 23 years young, 1 year competing. 320 personal best. The bar is loaded.
Jonah Weindijk of Germany. 310 kilos for his opening attempt. This is just 10 kilos below his squat PB, and he's only been competing for 1 year. That was lovely and quick. I imagine he will fly past his squat PB very soon. 3 white lights, a good lift. Jeremy Valorand of Canada, 310 kilos for his opening attempt here. Wow, really easy opener there. 3 white lights, a good lift. Secures a squat on the board.
23 years young, 3 years competing. The bar is loaded for the German athlete with the 323.5 personal best. Next will be Abbasi, followed by Ilhan.
We have Percy Kovic of Germany, 310 kilos. Moves him into squat silver with just his squat opener. With 2 lifters to follow. And that looked really nice. 3 white lights, a good lift. Now, as it stands right now, looking at projected totals, it is a 3-horse race for the podium between Al-Hassi, El Shaya, and for Weindijk. We have Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya opening on 315 kilos. Has 1 more year in the juniors. It's 5 kilos below his squat PB. moving it really fast. 2-1, a good lift. There's a depth call from the center referee. Seems to be communicating with his coach through grunts. But as long as his coach understands, that is absolutely fine. Oh, the jury has overruled it to a no lift, unfortunately, for Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya. And that be on depth. 315 kilos for Etienne El Chair of Lebanon. 10 kilos above his squat PB. His final year as a junior. Wow, and moving it like a near empty bar. 2-1, a good lift. Gets called on depth from the left-hand side referee. This is the side he gets the depth call from, so let's have a look at this. And I think he'll be okay with that. That looked good on the replay. And that concludes our opening attempts. We move straight through now to our second attempts of squats. And we have Michael Barsoum of Egypt, 295 kilos. Meaning if this is successful, all 7 athletes in this flight on their third attempts will be attempting 300 kilos plus. It's a 25 kilo jump from his opener. And still moving like there's no weight on his back. Let's wait to see what the referees say. And that was why I held my breath there. From the angle at least that we saw here on the camera, he gets 2-1, a no lift. And I was worried he cut depth a little bit there. So that is a no lift, I'm afraid. Now we have 315 kilos for Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya. Failed his first attempt on depth. Well, actually, he got his first attempt and it got overruled by the jury to a no lift. Retaking 315, and he is very much in the race for gold overall with Al-Shair and Vindik. So he's gonna need to get this to continue to build and stay in the race, but also to put up a total. The weight was very easy for him. Can he sink it a little bit more? And the weight still looks easy. It did look like he sunk it a bit more, but apparently 2-1, a no lift. The referees have a better seat than I do. Let's have a look at the replay though. That puts him in a very precarious position heading forwards. And it looks like the jury are happy with that staying as a no lift. 320 kilos for Romarpool Harayo of the United States. A 25 kilo jump from his opener. He smiles at the top because he knows how well it moved. 3 white lights, a good lift, and plenty of room to push himself in the third attempts there. Now, if Al-Hassi of Libya is unable to get a squat on the board, it opens up third place overall for Kovic of Germany. So could be looking at 2 German athletes on the podium there. He has one more try of it. Hopefully he can sink it. 325 kilos for Jeremy Valorand of Canada. 15 kilo jump from his opener. and stands it up. 3 white lights, a good lift. Nice and strong, second attempt.
Now Germany, the bar is loaded. 325, a new personal best attempt here in the second.
325 kilos for Percy Kovic of Germany, a 15-kilo jump, and 1.5 kilos above his squat PB. It's nice and deep, and still moving really well for Percy. 3 white lights, a good lift, and a really well executed second attempt.
Look, Percy going now, moving to Jonas Windig from Germany, 330 on the bar.
We now have his teammate Jonah Weindiek of Germany jumping 20 kilos to 330, moving him to squat gold for the time being, with El Shayir to follow, and very much in contention for gold overall, with a mammoth bench on him, opening with 235 kilos on his bench. Wow, and still moving his squats with ease. 3 white lights, a good lift, and Jonah is having a great day so far. Let's hope it continues. We move now on to our final second attempt. We have Etienne El Shayir of Lebanon jumping 15 kilos to 330, also well in the race for gold overall, where Weindiek pushes ahead on bench. El Shayir definitely makes his waves in deadlift, opening on 350 kilos for his deadlift. And it looks really strong, plenty left in the tank. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Next will be Al-Hassi, followed by Kovic. The bar is loaded. Let's cheer him on as the last attempt was not successful.
We now move through to our third and final attempts. We now have Michael Barsoum of Egypt. Missed 295 on his second for depth, looking to go up 5 kilos and hit the milestone of 300 on his third and final attempt. It's a weight he's more than comfortable with, but strength is definitely not the issue here. Just needs to sink it a little bit further. We know he's comfortable under this weight. In fact, the weight barely registers. It looked much deeper that time. Let's see if it's deep enough to convince the referees. 2-1, a good lift. And that's all he needs. Let's look at the replay. This is the side he gets the red call from for depth. So you can only imagine the other side looked better. And the jury seem happy with it as well, so it will remain a good lift. Now, we have Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya Missed 315 twice on depth, has gone up 5 kilos in an attempt to stay in the race. 320 kilos, and he needs this to stay in the competition. He is fighting for podium. And it looks like he sunk it further, and he still manages to fight it up. Did he get it this time? 2-1, a good lift. He gets it on his last attempt. It's a blue call from the center referee. If we just look at this here. And the bar doesn't seem to go down. It's just scrappy on the way up. So I think he'll be okay. And in the bigger classes, one miss could mean somebody can catch up. So he's not out the race yet. 332.5 kilos for Percy Kovic of Germany. This will move him into squat gold for the time being. Nice and deep again, fights through it. A perfect third attempt for Percy. 3 white lights, a good lift, and an incredible squat session for the athlete. We have 4 squats remaining. We have his teammate now, Jonah Weindijk of Germany, very much in the fight for squat gold, but also gold overall. 340 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his second, which looks like he had plenty of kilos left in the tank. So let's see what 10 extra kilos does here. Every kilo counts in the fight for first place. And it looks like a fantastic third attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift. And that puts him in a great position heading into bench press, especially as we know he already has a significant lead in bench press if he only gets his opener in. And I imagine he'll get more than just his opener in, based off his squats at least. Jeremy Vallerand of Canada jumps 15 kilos to 340 to put him into squat gold, as he's lighter than Weindijk. But heavier than the next 2 athletes to take this weight. Wow! Incredible effort to fight that up while the bar was defying gravity. 2-1, a good lift. Gets a blue from the left-hand side for downwards movement. The bar moved around a lot, but I don't think it went down. It went diagonal, went side to side, but it didn't go down, so I think we'll be okay. 2 squats remaining. Our penultimate squat to take squat gold is Romapul Harayo of the United States, jumping 20 kilos to 340, the lightest of the athletes to attempt this weight. So if he gets it, he will stay in squat gold. And he smiles halfway up, knowing it's going to be a good lift. 3 white lights, a good lift, and he walks away with squat gold. And that means we have one squat remaining. Squat gold cannot be taken. Squat silver can, but I'm sure that's not what he's interested in. He wants those extra 10 kilos on his total to fight with Vindik, as well as Al-Hassi. Oh. And yeah, a good call from the center referee there. The bar was getting closer and closer to slipping out of his hands, which was a recipe for disaster. If you just watch his grip on it, the bar here, as he's pushing up, it was very close to just popping off his back. So good call there. We're going to take a 10-minute break before bench press, but very quickly, we have Romar Paul Haraya of the United States walking away with squat gold on body weight. Jeremy Valorand of Canada walking away with squat silver, and Jonah Vindik of Germany with squat bronze. All squatting 340 kilos. Just on body weight separates them. We'll be heading into a 10-minute break now before bench press. Don't go anywhere.
The bench press is the second movement performed in a powerlifting competition. It's a movement that mainly uses upper body strength. A slight back arch is authorized and allows for a stronger and healthier shoulder positioning. Laying down on the bench, the athlete has to create points of contact between his head, shoulder, glutes, and the bench. His feet has to lay flat on the ground, with the heels in the contact with the floor. Once that position is locked, the central referee gives the start command. The lifter lowers the bar until it touches his chest. The lower underside of both of his elbow joints have to be at level or below the top surface of each shoulder joint. He then has to stabilize the bar for the referee to give him the press command. The lifter has to push the bar back up until the complete extension of his elbows. The central referee gives the rack command and the lift is completed.
There are 4 main reasons to have a no lift on that movement. First, if you're not able to fully extend your elbows at the beginning and at the end of the movement. Second, if you don't touch the chest with the bar, or if your elbows don't go at level or below the top of your shoulder joint. Third, if you're not able to maintain all points of contact with the bench, knowing the head, the shoulders, and the butt. Fourth, if the lift isn't completed in a single upward movement.
Hello and welcome back to the 2023 IPF World Classic Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships here in Cluj-Napoca, Romania. I'm Amelia Potter and we have the 120 juniors here for you this morning. Just a quick recap of the squats. We saw 3 athletes take 340 kilos for their final squat, each of them walking away with a different medal based on their body weight. Haraya of the United States with gold, Valorant of Canada in silver, and Weindijk of Germany in bronze. We now move through to the bench press. And we have some big numbers coming up for you. The world junior record sits at 241 kilos and the open 253. Kicking us off, we have Gabriel Casiniga of Brazil, 147.5 kilos. Nice, easy looking opener. And 3 white lights, a good lift. One 152.5 kilos for Daniel Melero Yumba of Spain. Just 2.5 kilos below his bench press PB. That was lovely and speedy. 3 white lights, a good lift. $162.5 kilos for Davi Cardoso Gomez of Brazil. Bringing high energy from the get-go. Looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift. now have Aaron Nordberg of Finland, 167.5 kilos. Very interesting approach to the bench there, coming in through the back. And 3 white lights, that is a good lift. We now have Andrew Blackwood of Ireland, 167.5 kilos. Just 7.5 kilos below his bench press PB. And 3 white lights, a good lift for Andrew.
Spanish athlete with a personal best of 192.5. Next will be Kelly, followed by
170 kilos for Ade Ventura Rosa of Spain. And that looked nice and easy for him. 2-1, a good lift. He gets a yellow from the right-hand side referee, which could be for a lift of sorts or a skipped command. Can see his glutes and legs move there, but I don't think it's separated from the bench, so I think he'll be all right. 172.5 kilos for Lewis Kelly of Great Britain. Just 12.5 kilos below his bench press PB. And that looked nice and easy. Ooh, unfortunately, 2-1, a no lift. He gets yellows from each side referee, which usually indicates there's a lift of sorts. Let's just look at the replay. Yeah, unfortunately, even before he started benching, I think his glutes were off of the bench. Has another shot of that on his second, just needs to keep his glutes firmly on the bench. 205 kilos for Christian Eek Haugen of Norway. Probably has an outside shot of getting on the podium for bench press, even with the second flight of lifters. Norway always producing fantastic benchers. Wow, and moving like that, I think I could say he's definitely in a shot for bench press podium. 2-1, a good lift. He gets a yellow from the right-hand side referee. But his glutes stay on the bench, so I'm not too sure what the call would have been for. So in that case, he will be safe. Of course, the referees only get that split second to see and decide. 155 kilos for Gabriel Casaniga of Brazil. A 10-kilo jump from his opener. 155. Still moving really nicely there. And 3 white knights, a good lift.
And that was a good lead here from the right. Bar is loaded for Daniel Melino, Lombard, Spain, 160 on the bar. New personal best attempt here.
Bringing a lot of energy to the platform. Daniel Melero Yumba of Spain jumps 7.5 kilos to 160 for his second attempt. A little harder towards lockout, but still looks good. And 3 white lights, a good lift.
Next will be David Cardoso Gomez from Brazil, 170 on the bar. New personal best attempt in the second try. Next will be Kelly Norbert. Bar is loaded. Next, Norbert followed by Kelly.
Now have David Cardoso Gomez of Brazil, 170 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump from his opener. And 2.5 kilos above his bench press PB, should he get this. Oh, and it is work. Just seems a little bit heavy for him today. It was above his bench PB, but maybe it is something he can fix into his third. Perhaps a softer touch in the chest could help him maintain that control over the bar. We'll see. Aaron Nordberg of Finland, 177.5 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. Does some parkour onto the bench. And it moves really nicely. 3 white lights, a good lift. You don't want your second to look like an opener. You want to build to your third, nearing your top end. And that looks like a nice second attempt there. Now we have Lewis Kelly of Great Britain, 177.5 kilos. Missed his opening bench as his glutes came off before he started pressing. But after he got the command, it's gone up 5 kilos anyway. And needs a bench press in to secure a total. And that certainly looked much, much better. 3 white lights, a good lift, and the risk of going up paid off for Lewis Kelly. In this circumstance where the weight didn't look hard, I think the risk was definitely worth it. 177.5 kilos for Andrew Blackwood of Ireland, jumping 10 kilos from his opener, which looked nice and easy. And still moving nice and strong. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Personal best of 192.5. He's going for second place in deadlift with this lift. Next will be Ed Hogan.
Ade Ventura Rosa of Spain jumps 10 kilos to 180 for his second attempt, our penultimate second attempt before moving to our final one and into thirds. His opener was nice and easy. Oh, and it's a bit of a fight towards lockout. That's where it slowed down a tiny bit before. And unfortunately, 2-1 no lift, a blue from the left-hand side, and a yellow from the right. The yellow would have been for the glutes lifting, and the blue would have been for downwards movement, but I can't see either of those. But the jury seemed to agree with the infraction, so I'm sure they saw something that I didn't. Christian Ekhaugen of Norway now, 217.5 kilos for his second attempt. 12.5 kilo jump. And really nice and strong. 3 white lights, a good lift. His bench press PB is 230. So really strong bencher. And as I mentioned before, definitely has an outside shot of jumping onto the podium for bench press, even including the next flight of lifters. We now move on to third and final attempts of the first flight of lifters before moving through to the second flight. Gabriel Casaniga of Brazil, 160 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from his second. This will be a PB on his bench press for him, should he get this. A fantastic effort. Screams as he gets to the top. And 3 white lights, a good lift. That shot there just gave you an idea of the size of these athletes. Daniel Malero Yomba of Spain, 165 kilos. 5 kilo jump from his second. Every single athlete has secured a bench press in this flight, so can continue on to deadlift, build and grow their total. And 3 white lights, a good lift. And just like his squats, brings big energy to the platform. I can only imagine what deadlifts is going to be like. And more big energy now. Davi Cardoso Gomez of Brazil missed 170 on his second on what looked like it could have been a strength issue. Retaking it now on his third. And it looks much better this time. He is fighting through it. Wow, manages to lock it out. Let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights, a good lift. Dances off the platform. I can't understand what he's saying, but I imagine I know what it is. A great third attempt there. We now have Ede Ventura Rosa of Spain, unable to get 180 on his second, retaking it now for his third. And looked better this time round. Let's wait to see what the referees say. 3 white lights, a good lift. And another redemption arc here. 182.5 kilos for Lewis Kelly of Great Britain. Just 2.5 kilos below his bench press PB. So hopefully a weight that he is comfortable with. And it moves really nicely. 3 white lights, a good lift with kilos left in the tank. Saving energy for a big pull, I imagine. We have 3 benches remaining before moving through to the second flight of lifters. Andrew Blackwood of Ireland, 182.5 kilos. 5 kilo jump from his second. This would be a bench press PB for Andrew should he get this. And with kilos left to spare, it seems. 3 white lights, a good lift. Handled there by Alex Cremins, another Irish athlete, just aged out of the juniors last year. Aaron Nordberg of Finland, 185 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump from his second. And a perfect call there on his third attempt. And 3 white lights, a good lift. We now have our final third attempt from the first flight of lifters. A big bench from Christian Ekhaugen of Norway, 225 kilos for his third and final attempt. Could definitely walk away with a bench press medal. And it's a fight, but he locks it out. A fantastic effort there. 3 white lights, a good lift, and I think a perfect last call for the Norwegian team. It looked good, but the drop off the bench can be hard and fast. And that moves us into the second flight of lifters. Kicking us off, we have Jeremy Valorand of Canada, 175 kilos. Two to one, a good lift. Gets a yellow from the right-hand side referee. And I think it might be because his head lifted off the bench, but it was minuscule. I think he'll be okay. It might have just moved. We now have Romapul Harayo of the United States, 185 kilos for his opening bench. Some huge benches in this flight. His opener already takes him into bench press bronze, with 5 lifters to follow. Lovely soft touch. Moves really nicely. And that is a good lift.
From Germany with a personal best of 195. Next will be Barsukovic Mikhail.
185 kilos for Percy Kovic of Germany. Just 10 kilos below his bench press PB. Giving instructions to the spotter on how he wants his handout given. That was really easy for him. And a good lift.
Here with a personal best of 200. Just a moment.
190 kilos for Michael Barsoum of Egypt. As I said, some huge openers. There are still 3 lifters to open after Michael. Bar is loaded. Wow, and just like his squats, really nice and speedy. And 3 white lights, a good lift. You can tell we're getting into the bigger weight classes because the bar starts to look smaller and smaller. And we now move on to Etienne El Shair of Lebanon, opening on 200 kilos. Bringing a nice calm energy to the platform. Currently projected in first place overall on body weight against Van Dijk. So every kilo counts, and we know that Van Dijk has a huge bench on him. This is 5 kilos below Etienne's bench press PB. And it looks nice and easy for him. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Here already going above his personal best of 200. The bar is loaded.
205 kilos for Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya. His opening attempt, already 5 kilos above his bench press PB. Had a bit of trouble with squats, but managed to get a squat on the board. Now hoping to make up some kilos. And 3 white lights, that is a good lift. A much less dramatic start to his bench than he had to his squats, which bodes very nicely for him. We have our final opening attempt now, and if you look at his personal best, you can tell it's going to be a big one. 235 kilos for Jonah Van Dijk of Germany. The world junior bench record is 241 kilos, held by Dmitry Vovk from 2019, and the world open bench record is 253 kilos, held since 2016 from Dennis Cornelius. So let's see how this opener moves, nearing those big weights. And wow, moves 235 kilos like it's nothing. 3 white lights, a good lift. And he nods to his coach as if, yeah, chuck the world record on. I dare you. That concludes our opening attempts with some huge numbers on that board, and we go straight through to the second attempts now. Jeremy Valorand of Canada jumps 12.5 kilos to 187.5 for his second attempt. And that looks nice. Ooh, unfortunately 2 to 1, a no lift. Gets a yellow from each side referee, which usually indicates that there's some lift from the glutes. Yeah, and it looks like there was, unfortunately. Can't quite see it from that angle, but I don't think that will be overturned for him. 192.5 kilos for Percy Kovic of Germany. Just 2.5 kilos below his bench press PB. And looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift. We now have 195 kilos for Romar Paul Harayo of the United States. A 10 kilo jump from his opener. Just 5 kilos below his bench press PB. And still moving really nicely there. We now have Michael Barsoum of Egypt jumping 10 kilos to 200 kilos for his second attempt. It's a little bit wobbly, but still moves really quickly. And 3 white lights, a good lift. It moved quickly, but perhaps it just will always move quickly until it doesn't. And the wobbling is for telling that he's near his top end. 210 kilos for Etienne El Shair of Lebanon. A 10 kilo jump from his opener moves him into bench press bronze. And that was still really easy for him, it seems. 3 white lights, a good lift. I imagine we'll see another 10 kilo or so jump to his third. We have 2 bench presses remaining, and they're both big. 212.5 kilos for Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya. $7.5 kilo jump. And locks it out. 2 to 1, a good lift. Gets a yellow from the side referee. But 2 white, so he should be okay. Now we have a big bench press coming up. He's not just chipped it, which makes me think if this goes well, his third will be even more exciting. 245.5 kilos for Jonah Weindijk of Germany to break Dmitry Ovov's world junior bench press record of 241 kilos. 10.5 kilo jump from his very easy opener for a new world junior bench press record. And nice and strong looking attempt there. 3 white lights, a good lift, and a new world junior bench press record. And the calmest I've ever seen anyone look after breaking a world record. His job is not done yet, he says. He has 1 more attempt to go. Maybe another record to go. 187.5 kilos for Jeremy Valorand of Canada. Missed this on his second, looking to get it now on his third and final attempt. And locks it out. 3 white lights, a good lift, gets it this time round. We now have Percy Kovic of Germany, 197.5 kilos for his third and final attempt. A fantastic fight from Percy, having a great day so far. 3 white lights, a good lift. Team Germany really showing up today. just have 5 bench presses remaining. 205 kilos for Michael Barsoum of Egypt. 5 kilo jump from his second. It moved really quickly, but he did start to wobble. So maybe he does feel he's nearer his top end. Let's find out. And it still looked good. 3 white lights, a good lift. .205 kilos for Romapol Harayo of the United States. .10 kilo jump from his second for a 5 kilo bench press PB. Ooh, and it is a fight, unfortunately, one he does not win today. That is a no lift. Just a little bit too heavy for him, unfortunately. .217.5 kilos for Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya. And this will keep him safe in bench press bronze, but more importantly, give him the extra kilos in the fight for overall podium. Two to one, a good lift. A yellow from the center referee. But the jury indicate that his head came off the bench. And they have overruled it to a no lift, unfortunately, on the account that his head came off the bench, which means that Etienne El Shayir of Lebanon now has the chance to move into bench press bronze. But more importantly, it's going to need these extra 7.5 kilos to fight Weindiek for gold overall. And with kilos left to spare, it seems. 3 white lights, a good lift. And the jury has overruled that, unfortunately, to a no lift. Oh no, that is a mistake, sorry. It was 3 white lights. I was going to say they can't do that, so glad that was noticed. We now have 1 bench press remaining. Did not go for Dennis Cornelius's open record. Instead wants the kilos, keep it safe, fight for the world title to extend the world junior record by 5 more kilos. He'll be just 2.5 kilos below the world open record if he gets this. 250.5 kilos for Jonah Weindiek of Germany. And he is pushing through it. Locks it out. 2-1, a good lift, extends the junior record to 250.5 kilos. Watch out, Dennis Cornelius. Jonah is coming for your record very soon. And that concludes our bench press. We will be heading into a 10-minute break before deadlifts, where we will see how the 120 juniors unfold. Very quickly, we can see the subtotals here as we head into deadlifts. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you then.
The deadlift is the last movement of the powerlifting competition. On that movement, the lifter's whole body is used and put to the test. The athlete approaches the bar once the central referee calls bar loaded. He then has 1 minute
To start the lift.
In the conventional or sumo position, the athlete has to pull the barbell until his shoulders, hips, and knees are fully locked. Once that position is assumed by the lifter, the central referee will give the down command. The bar has to be lowered to the ground without the lifter being allowed to drop it until it touches the floor, which completes the lift. At the end of deadlift, the powerlifting total is made, which determines the winner and final placings. There are 4 main mistakes to avoid. First, not locking your shoulders, hips, or knees at the end of the movement. Second, not completing the lift with a single upward bar movement. Third, completing the lift hitching at the legs in order to allow you to do so. Fourth, dropping the bar after the central referee down command.
Hello and welcome back to the 2023 IPF World Classic Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships here in Cluj-Napoca, Romania. We've just had a really exciting morning of lifting so far in the 120 kilo juniors, and I'm sure deadlifts will be no different. There is a close race there at the top. We see the subtotals as we head into deadlifts with Jonah Weindick of Germany in the lead. But we know Etienne El Shair has a big pull on him. So we'll have to see how that unfolds. There'll be 2 flights of lifters. And we will go straight from one to the other. Kicking us off in the first flight, Gabriel Casaniga of Brazil, 250 kilos. That looks nice and easy. 3 white lights, a good lift. Ade Ventura Rosa of Spain, 255 kilos. Just 15 kilos below his deadlift PB. Nice and snappy. 3 white lights, a good lift, and with each successful deadlift we see they secure their total. You can grow and build from there. $255 kilos for Aaron Nordberg of Finland. That's a good lift. Really interesting stance there from Aaron. Daniel Malairo Yumba of Spain, 282.5 kilos. 20 kilos below his deadlift PB of 302.5. looked really easy and a good lift.
Now, Lewis Kelly from Great Britain, 290 on the bar, with a personal best of 325.
290 kilos for Lewis Kelly of Great Britain. Has a big deadlift PB of 325 kilos. Two to one, a good lift. Gets a red from the center of referee for insufficient lockout. Get a bit of a better view here from the side angle. 290 kilos for Christian E. Kaugen of Norway, who, as suspected, did walk away with bench press silver. And secures his total. 3 white lights, a good lift. We have just 2 lifters remaining in this first flight to get their opener in and secure their total, to continue to build from there. We now have Davi Cardoso Gomez of Brazil, 305 kilos. Three white lights, that is a good lift. We now have Andrew Blackwood of Ireland, 310 kilos for his opening deadlift, only 20 kilos below his deadlift PB. And that was really nice and easy. 3 white lights, a good lift. We move through now to our second attempt, with all lifters able to get a opening attempt in, securing their total. Gabriel Casiniga of Brazil, 265 kilos, a 15 kilo jump from his opener. Still moving really nice and strong, and it is a good lift. We now have Ade Ventura Spain, jumping 15 kilos to 270 for his second attempt. This would be a matched deadlift PB should he get it. And it's still moving well. 3 white lights, a good lift. I imagine we'll get a nice deadlift PB in his third attempt there. $275 kilos for Aaron Nordberg of Finland, a 20 kilo jump from his opener. And 3 white lights, that is a good lift. We now have Daniel Melero Yomba of Spain, 297.5 kilos. And as expected, bringing big energy. Three white lights, a good lift. Lewis Kelly now of Great Britain. 310 kilos, a 20 kilo jump from his opener. And that looks like a nice second attempt. Three white lights, a good lift.
Personal best of 317.5 for the Norwegian competitor.
310 kilos for Christian Haugen of Norway. 20 kilo jump from his opener. And still moving really nicely. Three white lights, a good lift. $320 kilos for Davi Cardoso Gomez of Brazil, a 15 kilo jump from his opener. Still moving with space left to grow into his third. 3 white lights, a good lift. We move on to our final second attempt now before moving through to our third and final attempts before the next flight of lifters are to deadlift. Andrew Blackwood of Ireland jumps 15 kilos to 325 for his second attempt, just 5 kilos below his deadlift PB. Now his opener was nice and speedy. Let's see what 15 extra kilos will do for him. Six red plates aside. And moving it with ease. 3 white lights, a good lift. And in for a big PB on his third, it looks like. And we move into the third and final round of deadlifts for this first flight of lifters. Kicking us off, we have Gabriel Casiniga of Brazil jumping 10 kilos to 275 for his third and final attempt. And locks it out. Oh, just loses balance at the top there, unfortunately. It was a fantastic fight nonetheless. $277.5 kilos for Aaron Nordberg of Finland. A 2.5 kilo jump from his second. Feeling like he's at his top end here, making the smallest jump that you can without it being a record. And locks it out at the top. I think that was a good call from the Finnish team. 3 white lights, a good lift. And it's not just a 2.5 kilo jump or just a 5 kilo jump. You have to lift the whole weight for a second time, plus whatever you add on to it. So it's never going to be easy. $280 kilos for Ade Ventura Rosa of Spain. A 10 kilo jump from his second. Locks it out. A strong finish. Let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights, a good lift, and a very strong end to the day. To his teammate now, Daniel Melero Yomba of Spain. Jumps 12.5 kilos now. to 310 for his third and final attempt. It's bringing energy. A big, strong end to the day. Breaks the floor. He's trying to pull through, but is absolutely stuck, unfortunately. Pays his respect to the referees. And a fantastic day nonetheless, just narrowly missing out on that final pull there. 4 lifts remaining before we move through to the next flight of lifters. Christian E. Haugen of Norway, 315 kilos for his third and final attempt, a 5 kilo jump from his second. And a strong lockout. 3 white lights, a good lift. And Christian has had an absolutely fantastic day of lifting today.
Next will be Lewis Kelly from Great Britain, 320 on the bar with a personal best of 325. Next will be Cardoso Gomez followed by Blackwood.
320 kilos for Lewis Kelly of Great Britain. A 10 kilo jump from his second. And here he comes, bringing an intense energy to the platform. Wow, a fantastic fight from Lewis. Can he lock it out? Unfortunately, a no lift, but a fantastic effort nonetheless. He gets blues, you can just see here it dips a little bit before he starts pulling it. Davi Cardoso Gomez of Brazil, 332.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump from his second. One last pull of the day for Cardoso Gomez. Unfortunately, not there for him today. Just gathers himself before leaving the platform, but he's okay. And he's done a fantastic job. Gave everything he had. One final deadlift of this first flight of lifters. The bar is loaded for Andrew Blackwood of Ireland, 335 kilos for a new deadlift PB and a huge final attempt for Blackwood. Wow, what a strong end to the day. 3 white lights, a good lift, and he didn't even look like he was at his limit there. And that concludes the first flight of lifters. We move straight through now to the next flight. We can see the subtotals as they stand here with that first flight, having had all 3 deadlift attempts. Michael Barsoum of Egypt, 280 kilos.
Next will be Arayo, followed by Whitney.
Nice, easy work for Michael. And 3 white lights, a good lift.
With a personal best of 325. Next will be Whitney, followed by Vianov.
300 kilo opener for Romapaul Harayo of the United States. Just 25 kilos below his deadlift PB. Some big deadlifters in this second flight. It was nice and smooth. 3 white lights, a good lift.
From Germany, going here with a world record and the European junior record. Bar is loaded.
So 2 of the lifters this time round with their opening attempt will be attempting the world junior total record belonging to Nicolas Perrault of France. The first of which, Jonah Weindijk of Germany, with his opener of 305 kilos to break the total record in the juniors. And with ease, secures his total, as well as extending the world junior total record by 0.5 of a kilo. And it can only go up from here. Jeremy Valorand of Canada opening on 307.5 kilos. And moved nice and quickly. And 3 white lights, a good lift.
Next
320 kilos for Percy Kovic of Germany. A big opening attempt with 2 lifters to follow. A nice, easy looking opener. Percy, 3 white lights, a good lift. 340 kilos on the bar as an opener for Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya.
Second fight with Barsoom.
Currently projected in 3rd place overall. Missing some squats, really knocked him back a little bit, but still firmly on the podium. And with that, secures his total. We now have Etienne Al-Shayir of Lebanon opening on 350 kilos, 18 kilos below the world junior deadlift record belonging to Anders Breuten Limor. And this will extend the world junior total record as well as the Asian junior total record.
Asian juniors total record also.
It'll be a fight back and forth between El Shayir and Vindeek for that total record. Ooh, just tips at the top a little bit there. And so that is a no lift. The record stays with Vindeek for the time being. And now he's in a precarious situation because he needs to secure a total, but he also needs to keep upping the weight on the bar to stay in contention for gold overall against Jonah Vindeek of Germany. So we'll see what he does there. But we head straight through to the second attempt. And kicking us off, we have Michael Barsoom of Egypt, jumping 20 kilos to 300 for his second attempt. The bar is just being brushed down. And the bar is loaded for Michael Barsoom, 300 kilos. Nice and steady looking second attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift. And you can tell when the deadlifts start to get really heavy because they make a different sound when they drop onto the platform. And you can feel it in your feet here when that bar drops. Now, we have our current leader overall for the time being, Jonah Vindeek of Germany, jumping to 322.5 kilos. Looking to further extend the World Junior and European Junior total record by 17.5 more kilos. Looking to get those extra kilos to fight El Shayir for first place overall. And with ease on his second attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift, and extends the European and World Junior total record by 17.5 more kilos. But El Shayir won't go down without a fight, and he won't go down quietly. Jeremy Valorand of Canada, 325 kilos. A little stickier at lockout, but manages to stand it up. And it is a good lift.
Now we're going to Roma Paul Araya from the United States, 335 loaded. 5 kilos more than his former personal best. And he's going here for third place in deadlifts and third place in total with this one. Next will be Kovic followed by Al-Hassi.
Roma Haraya of the United States, 330 kilos, a 30-kilo jump from his opener. Looking to fight to get on the podium in deadlifts. Gets the down command just in time. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Now we're going to Percy Kovic from Germany. 337.5 on the bar.
3 second attempts remaining. And first up, we have Percy Kovic of Germany, 337.5 kilos. To move himself into deadlift silver for the time being. Is fighting for a podium spot overall with Al-Hassi. And it's moving well. Gets the down command. 3 white lights, a good lift. And put Percy in a great place heading into third attempts.
350 on the bar, making his personal best here. For first place in that is the bar is loaded.
Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya, jumping 10 kilos to 350. Just 18 kilos below that world junior record. And looking to pull himself back in the fight. Currently sitting in silver place overall, with Al Shayir to get a deadlift on the board. Matching his deadlift PB. That is a good lift. Which means now we have one more second attempt. He missed his opener as he just had a bit of balance issues at the top, but the strength was there to stay in the race with Weindijk of Germany. Has gone up 18.5 kilos, chipping the World Junior deadlift record, trying to extend the World Junior total record, as well as the Asian total record on his second attempt and securing a total, moving himself back into first place overall. Etienne El Shayir of Lebanon, 368.5 kilos for his second attempt. This one deadlift will break a lot of records. He just needs to keep balance. Keeps balance at the top this time round. You wait for the referees. 3 white lights, a good lift, a new Asian total record, a new World Junior total record, and a new World Junior deadlift record, as well as securing a total and pulling himself back into gold medal position. Things just got interesting as we head into the third and final attempts for the 120 juniors. it will be a race until the end. And as we head into our third and final attempts, we see El Shayir is put in for 380, which I imagine once he's seen Van Dijk deadlift, he'll drop it to what he needs to pull for the win. 310 kilos for Michael Barsoum of Egypt. 10 kilo jump from his second for a 5 kilo deadlift PB. Unfortunately, not quite there today for him, but a fantastic effort nonetheless, and shakes the hands of all the referees. Now we have one of our contenders for gold medal overall has already broken the total record twice, looking to extend that and break the European and world junior total record again for a third time himself, but a fourth time today. We have Jonah Van Dijk of Germany, 335 kilos, to extend the total record and to put him back in first place overall. And he locks it out. A fantastic third attempt from Jonah. 3 white lights, a good lift. And now all he can do is sit and wait to see how everything will unfold. And you at home are going to have to do the same. Jeremy Valorand of Canada, 342.5 kilos, to pull him into deadlift bronze for the time being. $17.5 kilo jump. But unfortunately, just too heavy for him today. Got stuck in a similar place as he did last time, but just couldn't fight through it this time round. We now have Percy Kovic of Germany, 345 kilos, currently sat in deadlift bronze. And he is fighting. He manages to lock it out and holds onto it, I think, for long enough. Points at the screen. And it is a good lift for Percy. And there is a good chance he could walk away with bronze overall if Romar Pulharaya of the United States misses this next deadlift. And he won't have to wait long to find out. Romar Pulharaya of the United States opened on 300, jumped 30 kilos, has now jumped another 20 kilos for his third and final attempt. 350 kilos to pull him into deadlift silver, but more importantly, onto the podium overall. Ahead of Al-Hassi and Kovic. But unfortunately, just too heavy for him today. A fantastic effort. And if the opportunity was there, it was worth taking. We have just 2 deadlifts remaining. And they are massive. First up, we have Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya. Sitting in bronze overall, sitting in silver in deadlifts, jumps 5 kilos to 355 for his third and final attempt. Locks it out. 3 white lights, a good lift. Strong end to the day. We have one final deadlift, and it is less than 10 kilos away from the World Open deadlift record that Inderaj Singh of Great Britain broke in Malta just months ago. You can see him getting a pep talk there from his coach. This is for the Asian Junior deadlift record, the total record, the World Junior deadlift record, the World Junior total record, and for the win overall, Etienne El Shayir of Lebanon pulls 378.5 kilos for his third and final attempt. This is for it all. And it's moving. He locks it out with kilos left to spare. Etienne El Shayir walks away, your 120 kilo junior world champion, extending the total record by 31 kilos, walking away with the new deadlift record, the new open record, and with the world championship title. What an amazing session we have just been able to witness. I think the future is bright for powerlifting. In gold medal position, Etienne El Shayir of Lebanon. In deadlifts, and in silver, Saeed Al-Hassi of Libya. In bronze, Percy Kovic of Germany. And overall, El Shayir of Lebanon walks away your champion. There's an error on screen. El Shayer is your 120 kilo champion. Jonah Weindiek of Germany in silver. An amazing session we have just been able to witness there. We see Al-Hassi walking away with bronze. And it was close, only half a kilo separated El Shayer and Weindiek in the end. And they pushed and pushed each other. We'll be heading into a short break before heading into the medal ceremony to see them crowned. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you then.
We start now to award medals for all their sacrifices and all their efforts put in to be here today and to show us those impressive lifts. So big congrats to everyone and to each of them in particular for all those impressive lifts we have seen just now. Before starting with squats, let's have another round of applause for our spotters today, our referees and our officials that made everything possible. And now, best of the best, we'll start with the squats and we'll have it here. Jonah Weindiek from Germany, 340 kilos, third place, and bronze medal. from Germany, 300 from Libya, 355 kilos that get him the silver medal. And finally, world champion in deadlift with a new world record. Etienne Lebanon, 375 Congratulations, and let's dig down to the totals. As for the totals, we're inviting Saeed Al-Hassi from Libya. 387.5, third place here. Next on the second place, Iona Whitney from Germany. 925. Former world record today, and silver. And finally, world champion, Etienne Lebanon. World record, Asian junior record. First place in the gold medal with 926. And let's please all rise for the Lebanon national anthem.
Everybody up! And clean up your trash here, please. All the trash in the trash can. Thank you.
Don't forget the fresh